Oops, I should probably change the name.
Greetings, mortals, and welcome back to that stream.
So, when last we left off, we had just finished up doing some arena stuff, and we're now going to do what's probably going to be a short episode, probably not more than an hour, and we're just going to be, hopefully, you know what? I should probably go rest. We're going to be taking a nap, and then we're going to go beat up the rest of the arena bosses. Or bosses. Go beat up the rest of the arena fights, that is. And move on. So, we've done D. We're going to do C. Only 4 gladiators have made it this far. So, the other thing that I probably should have done was gone upstairs and checked out what's available. That's fine, we can do that after we finish this. We can do a war cry, we are not going to do another war cry, and we're going to do smoke bombs, because I think all of these are melees. Darkness on all, war cry on none. Okay, vampirism does not hit very hard, so that's not terribly startling. Vampires down, now we just have these liquids to deal with. I just noticed that I only have 130 MP for some reason. I must have changed out my gear. Do I want to do another war cry? No. If there's only 2 enemies, I'd rather just attack. I'm going to attack this one to reduce its attack, and this one to paralyze it. And I actually landed it, so... Okay, that's unfortunate. So we're going to have everybody attack the one that isn't paralyzed. And it's paralyzed now, so... Good times. Okay, so he's going to go after this. We are going to go ahead and cast a Cure and a Healing Steel. So that'll get Oberon mostly topped up and ready for the next bout. So, next fight's ready. And I don't foresee us having too much difficulty with these now. We do have multiple ways of crowd controlling. We have... This fight is probably one of the more dangerous fights because of the fact that if I don't crowd control them, they hit abusively hard. I'm going to go ahead and use a smoke bomb, and we'll see how this goes. So we got Darkness on 2. With Warcry coming out. We got 3 of them stunned. Unfortunately, one of the ones that isn't stunned is also not blind. And it hit Varan, which is one of the worst things that could possibly happen. Luckily, we got them all stunned now. We can go ahead and try to paralyze this one. And we can, I guess, start debuffing this one. I'm going to not... No. I'm going to start getting debuffs on as many of these as possible. Unfortunately, I missed that, which means that I definitely... Shit. So, because I missed that one, I don't have the debuff on it yet. And which one was I attacking? I was attacking this one, but I think that it's better to attack the one that is completely un-CC'd first. Let's see. Okay, we're going to try another attack. We got the attack on it now, and we got the paralysis, so that's good. So that's got both debuffs on it, and it looks like both of them, or sorry, all the other enemies are now CC'd. So, we're going to go for this one because it's only paralyzed. We are going to try to reapply this, as well as potentially kill. And I'm going to go after this one as well. We're going to go ahead and steal. And try to get ourselves prepared for the final fight, because he's really low right now. We did not get enough damage there. And he's in normal condition now. So... I'm going to try to kill this one. We'll see whether I just kill it outright. I don't know. Okay, we got the attack reduction. We did not get the paralysis. 29 damage. That's fine. Okay, that one's toast. We still have a stun on this. We do not have a stun on this. We're going to try to paralyze it. It's unfortunately got... It's got darkness. I feel like I should do a healing steal because the probability of it hitting Varan is lower than the probability of me losing because I didn't have any HP for the next fight. Okay, so this is still stunned, so we're going to finish this thing off first. We've got the debuff on it. 0 damage from that. And now we have one last one to do. We got the Mutilating Sword debuff on it, so that's good. We got the Whip debuff on it, and it's not paralyzed, but it ain't doing no damage. So number 2 is down. We got 5 Black Knight Helms, or Dark Knight Helms, whichever one it was. I don't actually know, because I didn't read it. Okay, so... we're going to do a double stun here, and we are going to do... we're going to do behind enemy lines. Blind is great, but behind enemy lines is going to hopefully... It did not save me. So I didn't have enough damage... sorry, I didn't have enough health left on him to survive the one hit, even with that effect active. He just had taken too many shots earlier. But I don't think that we really need to change up the strat. I think the strat is legit. We just need to not quite have that much bad luck. Again, it's fine for Varan to get hit. He just can't get hit quite as many times as he got hit there. He was really getting ripped up. So, we're going to attack, and Warcry, and... oh shit, I didn't save after... okay, well, I'm reloading. I didn't save after I rested for some reason, so everybody's low on mana. So, changing this up. Do I need the expansion ring on him? No. We need him to have more damage, which means that I need to increase his accuracy. The Nucleus Ring, he's now very unlikely to not get... he needs one more accuracy to guarantee the final attack. And... okay, so... he's now virtually guaranteed to get all of the hits that he needs. With the final hit, that'll, I think, kill everybody. It would be a little surprising if enemies here had more than 2,500 HP, but it's not that surprising. So we're going to go ahead and try to blind, because blind's awesome. There we go. That is a dead vampire. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. And once we're down to just one, all of these debuffs on them, I don't even care whether it's still stunned or not. So, first group is down. That's a very easy group. Second group is harder. And I do think it's the hardest group. That third group I don't think is as bad as this group. It's just that I was already weakened from this group going into the other one. I'm actually going to change my strat a bit. I'm going to Paralyze and Warcry, because I can do both, so why wouldn't I? We're also going to use Smoke Bombs, or are we going to use... we're going to use Smoke Bombs. I think that once we get all of our debuffs out... ooh, nice. That's less nice. Hopefully this gets him. It did. So with that getting him, we can go ahead and just start mass healing this guy. Poor bastard. And let's see, we're gonna go after... I guess this one because it's the only one that doesn't have two separate applications on it. Maybe I'll fail to kill it in this turn with him, and maybe I won't. But luckily he does attack after Sordrel, so... There we go. So either way, it's the right choice. Okay, so we've got Paralysis and Darkness, Paralysis and Stun, and just Stun. So clearly we need to kill the one that's just stunned. We can go ahead and have everybody attack that one. No, we're not. Yes, we can't waste any more of his mana. So we're gonna have everyone who isn't him getting the kills in. Okay, unfortunately, this guy doesn't have anything on him now, so we can... Got him with a Reprisal Whip, and the Paralysis, so that's even better. Okay. Okay, we're going to use a Healing Steel, and he's in way better shape now. We're looking at 300 some HP, and... we have the ability to use double War Cries on turn 1. We should be in good shape, I think. Should be. Alright, so we're going to try and kill the vampire first. And we're going to kill War Cry. We're going to use a Smoke Bomb. I think Smoke Bombs... The thing that I was trying to get with the previous one was to sort of eliminate the RNG component to an extent, and I didn't have enough. Ooh, shit. That's not enough damage. Okay. That's not enough damage. Good to know. Well. What am I going to do then? I guess I'll try to smite him. And everybody is CC'd right now. So I'm not going to hamstring him because that's not as good as the Reprisal Whip. The miss coming from the smite, I probably should have just used a normal attack. I forgot that I could have. I guess it wouldn't have mattered. Oh, shit! And because the vampire managed to survive through the first round, which is weird, actually. Did he only hit... Because I've been one-shotting the vampire in the first round all the time. The smite versus using the normal attack is not a mistake, by the way. It's just... I missed. Missing was my first mistake. But I am surprised that I didn't kill that vampire, because usually they die in the first round. So I don't know why it didn't. Oh. I do know why it didn't. It didn't die because I didn't use Warcry, I used Paralyze. So that 10 attack power difference actually was the make or break value that I needed. So we're going to use a Smoke Bomb. You're going to use a Warcry. So we need to actually use Warcry when we're dealing with vampires. Because if we don't, we just don't have the damage. So I'm just going to go ahead and do full-on attack. 31. So that thing is good at landing the hits. It's got darkness. Oh no! That's not good. Okay, good. I was worried there for a second. But yeah, the difficulty with the vampires is that vampirism ability is serious business. Now here's a question. The answer is Paralyze. Now the reason that I'm using Paralyze instead is because that means that I'm layering two different status effects that both have to drop, as opposed to just one status effect that has to drop before the enemy recovers. So 3 of those targets now have both Paralysis and Stun at the same time, which is way better than just having the stun. So we can go ahead and hit this one with him. Now the reason that I'm going after that one is because it's the only one that isn't paralyzed right now, and so getting the chance to paralyze is valuable, even if that's suboptimal. I have to deal with this thing actually. Ooh, got the paralysis off. Whew. So this one only has darkness. We're going to try to stun it. Wow, we're not even getting the... Whew, that darkness. And this time, we're not taking any damage at all. And that's not... I wouldn't consider that to be even particularly good luck. I'm getting them blinded. I'm using mass AoE. It's Black Knight, not Dark Knight. I'm using the mass AoE CCs, so it makes sense. Okay, we are not using Paralyze this time. We have to use Warcry, and we are going to use Smoke Bombs. Smoke Bombs are coming out. We got Darkness on 2, not great. We got Warcry coming out. We got Warcry on 3. And then they hit Sordrel. So that's both good and bad. It's good in the sense that they're unlikely to hit him again, which makes it so that, in all likelihood, that'll be good for us. It's bad in the sense that he's two-shottable, so that could go very badly for me. I'm going to go ahead and cast Paralyze, and we're going to have him use just a normal attack. So we got the 25% attack power penalty, and we got him paralyzed. So now we just have a pair of Revenants, one of which is blind and stunned, the other which is just stunned. We're going to go after the one that's just stunned and hope that we can kill it. Oh, well, it's paralyzed. That's good. What's not good is that the other one has nothing on it. So I'm going to use Paralyze again because we are out of things that we need mana for. And I'm going to use the Whip. We got it off. And now it's all down to who it attacks. We're done. So, we got the bee thing down. Rough fight, but not too bad. Got Diamond Gauntlets. That's a big deal. The Diamond Bow. That's a less big deal since we don't have anybody to use it. And we got the Confounding Bow recipe. And let's see. This puts us over 200, which is great, and gives us a little bit of a boost to both our attack and our damage. And we can go ahead and rest. And we can save the game. The other thing that I can do if I want is go up there, but yeah, let's talk to this guy. Welcome to the VIP area, sir. So we'll do this first. Say hello to all these people. It's taken me years to work up to Tier 5. I almost died many times at Tier 4 before the arena guards were able to push back the monsters and drag me out. Very few people make it as far as us, friend. I believe there have been 6 champions to make it to Tier 5, and only Ajax himself ever completed the Pinnacle Cup, Tier 5A. I myself am stuck at Tier 5C. Cecil is through the door to the left. His door is always open to the champions of the arena. Sup, Cecil? Welcome, warriors. I've been watching you work your way through the ranks. I've never seen anyone reach Tier 5 as quickly as you. Sup? I haven't seen a new face in a long time. Not many gladiators can win all the Tier 4 cups. Indeed. Armor shop. Weapon shop. So what do you sell? Welcome to the Hunter Shop. As a Tier 4 plus Arena Gladiator and Tier number 2 rated Hunter, you can buy Dragon Armor. If you achieve Tier 3 and Tier 5, you can buy Diamond. I can now buy Dragon Tier Armor. So I can buy 2 more of these, which is definitely in my best interest. 3 more of these, 2 more of these, which is in my best interest. I already have all the dragon things I need. Dragon cloaks, though, I haven't found a single one of these yet, so I'm going to buy 3 of these just for the hell of it. As for weapons, I can now buy however many of those that I want. Now, we need to equip everybody with the dragon boots. And equip everybody who isn't Sordrell with dragon gauntlets. So that's a nice little 4 damage. What else is those? So I need it to be a tier 5 arena and tier 2. So if I can clear this section, then I'll be able to get access to new rings. So I'm currently only have access to the rings that give plus 10 to a stat, which is fine, but not that useful. It's useful in the sense that there are some stats that I want to have as much of as possible, but it's not that huge a deal. Release the monsters! That is trouble. Use smoke bombs. I do outspeed them, which is good. And I do outspeed them with both those characters, which is good. The problem is what you just saw. These things are super beefy. Very unlikely that I'm going to be able to pull out a win. I might be able to win this fight, but I'm not going to be able to get through this whole thing without losing characters. So let's go ahead and keep... Wow. I got another paralysis out, so... Keeping the party alive 1 turn longer. And he's just buffing, so I don't even need to worry about him. Okay, Mutilating Sword is on him. I'm gonna go after this one. I didn't realize that was faster than me because I'm a dope. Ooh, we got the death there, so we made it to the second fight. Let's see how many are here and what they are. Narwhal and a couple of sharks. So the sharks are nuking for 500 damage. Wow. That is some impressive damage right there. So that does go to show us that we are not quite prepared for that section of the game. So we've done what arena stuff we're going to be able to do for right this second. Do I want to buy some rings? Oh, those are actually really expensive. I'm not going to buy any more. So, let's see. That's not true. I'm going to buy 2 shield rings. So, I want to make sure that I have the ability to just stack, like, magic defense or physical defense whenever I want to. And that will help me do that on more characters. Unfortunately, it's not the, the really good tier of stuff, but it's a start. So, we've now got to deal with figuring out where we want to go next. I wasn't actually expecting to have to go anywhere else because I was expecting to spend a bunch of time in the arena. But, well, I guess I can check the tier A. I don't think I'm going to be completing the tier A either. But, I mean, it's possible that it's easier. Sometimes that happens where one tier is actually easier than you'd expect. I don't think that it's going to be the case here, but we'll find out. Okay, so we have a Malu Spyro and a Monstrosity. Those both sound incredibly unpleasant. Smoke bombs. Darkness is on both. Warcry's coming out, so, I mean, they're not fast. And Devil's Breath doesn't do shit if you miss. But 5 hits was not enough. Well, 5 hits was just about enough, with 2 crits, to kill them all, the Maluspiro. So we got the first tier done, now we just need to go into the next one. That is a Jabberwocky, okay. Let's use a Warcry. I'm gonna use a double Warcry, and I'm gonna use a Silence. Or, no, Silence, a Darkness. Warcry's coming out. I did not stun the thing that I needed to stun. And that's that's a wrap. I do want to see what the next fight is. And I also want to see whether I can kill these Goliaths in one hit. Got the Darkness out. Got a triple stun, so... I cannot hit those and kill them in one blow. So... Got the Reprisal Whip effect out. We did not paralyze that. Okay, so this has both effects on him. And that one's paralyzed now. And Sordrell's down, which means that I can't do any damage anymore. Okay, so that isn't any easier. That's clearly more difficult than the ones that I was just fighting. But we just need a little bit more oomph. And I think we'll be able to handle those. Okay, we maybe need a decent bit more oomph. So we might not be able to do those until we do the class change. Those are pretty potent. I'm actually tempted to go back to the Great Southern Marsh and try out the boss. Now that I have this whip, I can really, really cripple that boss's damage output. So I'm gonna try it. I don't think it's gonna go well for me, but I'm gonna try it anyway, just because I like the idea of trying out that boss. Now, there are easier bosses I could be going for. There's still the other 2 crystal dungeons that I need to complete. And one of them is going to be pretty easy. The ice dungeon should be very easy now that I have 4 protect rings. With 4 protect rings, I don't have to worry about anything. I just walk in and kill everything. So the one cool thing is that later on, I'm going to have 2 characters who both do not have to worry about the preempt stat at all. It won't have an impact at all on them as a character. So the preempt stat is not going to be very useful for me, but what it means is that they can just equip whatever they need to equip to give them other stats, and they're guaranteed to hit the enemies first. And one of those characters is the one that has the Reprisal Whip. So since he has the Reprisal Whip... No, I can't take that other guy. I don't have the stats for it. If I could make the bow that I need and use it, because I think the muddling bow, that's probably just the confused bow. Now to think about it. Okay, I'm just gonna attack with everybody. I'm not that concerned about this particular fight. That said, clearly I should have been more concerned than I was. The pixie goes first, so I don't need to worry about paralyzing it or anything. What I should have done, though, is I should have actually paralyzed that pixie. So awesome, this paralysis sword. Everything is paralyzed. Okay, well. I actually don't know if he's fast enough. He is. Good. So he's fast enough to get the first turn against those. Oh shit, we got a crit and killed it. I wanted that delicious regen. Oh well, that's fine. So we can now move on. And our goal here... Fuck. I'm gonna reload. I don't want to go all the way back just because I forgot to equip my proper resistance gear. So I need to be immune to poison on everybody. So Spry Ring is going the way... Actually, no. For him, we're going to equip the Cleansing Helm. He had a crystal helm equipped. Okay, so he needs to change out his plus 30 defense. Is that really what I want to do? No. No, it's not. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to shunt off a decent portion of his preempt in favor of... Where's the poison? Immunity to poison. So now everybody's immune to poison. We're all set. All hunky-dory. We're going to follow this bog train. I probably should have saved before I did that, but, you know, it's fine. Okay, we're going to save the game. So that got us here. And now we have a fight. So this is actually the easiest fight in the dungeon, which is good because it gives us the opportunity paralyzed. He just debuffed himself. And we're regenning back up with Sword Draw, which is nice as well. In terms of resources, we're looking at pretty much no cost so far. So the hope is that if we do run into a bog creature, we just paralyze it on turn 1. Did I save after I got through the first one? Yes, but I don't think I didn't save after I did the other stuff. That's fine. So we did not paralyze it. It's using Stiff Breeze. 200 damage to Sordrell. Not a huge deal. Okay. Did not paralyze. Unfortunately, even with a Reprisal Whip, this thing still hits like a truck. In addition, it has... My damage output is not what it once was. Okay, so we got that kill. The other thing that I'm not sure about with regards to those... Let me go ahead and save. It wasn't a great fight for us, but... Okay, I guess I should have... Okay, we did not run into a bog creature. Wow. We're having some great luck with regards to the bog. And I'm going to attack 1 and have... I'm actually going to have him guard. And I'm glad that I did, because otherwise he would have died. Unfortunately, I didn't get any debuffs on this thing. I think I need to use a healing steel. No, I'm not going to use a healing steel, screw that. The next boss is mostly like a physical attacker, which means that it's mostly single target. So, since it is mostly single target, I can actually just use the healing steels to get myself in good shape later. I'm not going to... Okay. I actually made it to the boss. So we've made it to the boss. I now need to figure out what I want to do. I think I'm just going to make an attempt on the boss. We'll see how much damage it does. We'll see how much damage I do. And figure out how we want to proceed from there. So we've got the Marsh Beast here. We are going to... I'm not going to use a healing trance on him. I'm not going to use anything for him, actually. He's just going to chill. And we are going to use... Should I use Warcry? I feel like Warcry has the potential to be very powerful and has the potential to be shit. So I'm not going to do Warcry. I'm going to attack, and I'm going to attack. And 377 damage on Varan is obviously a problem, but it's also a good thing. And the reason that it's a good thing is because Oberon has more defense than that, and I'm pretty sure that with both of my... Oh, he has the Bulwark Ring already. Okay, I was thinking that I could give him a bit more defense there. So I can't give him more defense, but that's okay. What are we going to do? Do I want to heal him? I think I do. And I cast a couple heals on him quick. I don't really have a lot to cast with Commandant in this round. Also, I should have given him the Mutilating Sword, because that's the sensible thing to do for the person that obviously can't hit the thing with a... So he's using Powerhouse on himself, which is good because the overall effect on this round is actually negative. He's getting a Reprisal Whip added on to him, and we have Defender coming out on Varan. That's not going to be enough to negate his damage on Varan, unfortunately, but it is enough that we are in better shape than we would be otherwise. We're going to go ahead and use Defensive Thing on Oberon, because Defensive Thing is a technical term, and we're going to use... Are we going to use a Hamstring? Actually, we're going to attack. We'll use a Healing Steel. Okay, so we took 160 damage there. We got a Silence Ring. I don't actually remember what this thing has to steal. So hopefully it doesn't have anything too important, because I'm going to probably miss out on it if it does. So we've got Defender active. Did we get the Mutilating Sword effect? Yes. So we've got Defender active on Varan. We've got another effect on Oberon, which is okay. I'm going to go ahead and hamstring him. And it's a good thing I am, because he's got the defense reduction coming out. So hamstringing is another 10%. So we're just stockpiling defense penalties. So he has 2 separate forms of defense up. He has not had this Defender spellcast on him, though. So we're going to go ahead and do a Healing Steel, because I think that it's important. I do not... Oh my god! That was so much damage. So we're going to attack because we need to reapply the effect. We're going to just have him keep stealing. That is, unfortunately, more HP than he had. So Poison Ring. I don't know how many more turns this is going to be. I just want to get an idea of how much we have to go. Plus, it allows me to steal more. So, we've gotten a few different rings. They're all status effect rings so far. Sleep ring. The status effect rings are not terribly important. He's hitting Varan for 1 damage right now. I'm gonna go ahead and hit it because otherwise I'm gonna run out of Thinger. It would be very bad to have Powerhouse active and run out of Reprisal Whip at the same time. And that's it. That's the end of the fight. So, I had a suspicion that that might actually happen. But, that demonstrates to us that we can actually kill this boss. I can't enter the menu yet. And there's nothing here. Which is great. So, I'm going to go ahead and load. I am going to try to kill this boss because I think it would be hilarious to not have to fight a boss on my way to the Thingamabobber. Let's see. Do I want to change anything? Yes, I don't want him to have this because I think it's a dopey weapon to have equipped. I'm going to equip the shield knife. We do not need this. We're going to equip the robust shield instead. And let's see. The winged armor is actually going to get traded out for the heavy armor. And this is going to be swapped in for a pair of shield rings. So he's now got 383 defense. He didn't really get attacked last round, but he can be. There's nothing stopping him from being attacked. So now he is ridiculously tanky. I'm actually going to swap this out, though. We don't need to be quite this excited. We can get a robust shield on him and the dragon shield on him. Oh, actually, he can use a diamond shield. He doesn't need the dragon shield. So this is 30 more than his spiked shield. I'm actually going to check his robust shield as good as the diamond. Yes, the robust shield is better. That's what I thought. Okay, so diamond shield. So we've got a diamond shield on him. We've got a mutilating sword on him, which is what we definitely need. We've got good gauntlets. He doesn't need magic defense. Oh, actually, he does need magic defense because he got one shot by the vampirism, and vampirism is a magic effect. So we're a little bit more tanky than we were just now, which is good because it means that we need to stack fewer effects before the boss reaches the point where it can't actually hurt us. So we're going to go ahead and start pummeling it, and we're going to have him... I should have put the mutilating sword on him, and I forgot to do it again. Oh no, he has the sword of shielding. I'll take the... Okay, he actually... I'm going to have both of them attack. I think that it's more important for me to stack attack power debuffs on him than to get defense boosts on myself. Because his attack stack is going to be ludicrously powerful. Okay, so... we've got the first effect on. I'm going to go ahead and do behind enemy lines, and we're going to need to do the self-heal for Sir Drell. That's going to cost us 1 round of damage, but it's worth it because as long as we don't die instantly, we should be okay. Because that thing can still use vampirism. It's not like using a sidestep makes me immune, or even pseudo-immune, to being hit in the face. So we're going to go ahead and use Defender on him. And should I use Hamstring? I don't think so. I think I need to... Okay, now I should use Hamstring. I need to get a Healing Steel out because people are in a good position to get horribly butchered by his Vampirism spell. Varan can be targeted by that easily, and if he does, then he's going to die. And the same is true for the other. I guess I should probably cast the magic defense boost on people, huh? Okay, fine. We're going to cast magic defense on Varan since he's the one who's going to be one-shot by it if he gets hit. And we're going to reapply the mutilating sword. Do we want a hamstring? Yes, we do. Okay. With hamstring out, even with all of the penalties that he's applied to us, I think he's not going to be able to hurt us. So we'll find out, but I think we're pretty safe. I'm going to have him cast that on himself, and we are going to... cast this on him, and we're going to do Healing Steel again. So, as far as I could tell, he only has rings to protect against a single status effect at a time. Those are not terribly potent, so I'm not going to worry about that. So I'm not casting any more spells with Komonitin because I want to be able to warp out of this dungeon. So we're not going to cast anything with him, we're just going to attack. Which is a strange strategy, but that's what I'm going to do anyway. And Ron just got hit with 20%... Oh, he has a Protect Ring! Okay, that's cool. If I had realized that I could steal this Protect Ring, I probably would have gotten myself horribly killed many, many times trying. Okay, so... what am I doing? I guess we're just punching it in the face until it dies or somebody... Oh my god! I'm so glad I'm doing a Healing Steel. That was such a heavy hit. I hope he doesn't keep spamming that, because if he keeps spamming that, there's no way I'm keeping up with it. That was with magic defense increased. I'm going to go ahead and have him block. And we're going to do a Healing Steel, because the healing is good. Okay. So healing's coming out. We stole the sleep ring. And we are out of steals. Unfortunately, he is not out of HP. But fortunately, I'm gonna go ahead and attack. Okay, good. I was concerned that he'd use Vampirism on him. And that's it. But I was more concerned about Reprisal Wind wearing off while Powerhouse was still active. So that's it. We just took out the Marsh Beast. Like 4 or 5 dungeons early. So we're over here. We can take a look. There's nothing over here to do, but we can now warp out of the dungeon. And let's save the game now that we're out. And that's great. So we got ourselves a Marsh Beast kill early. And now we're gonna just continue on with our lives. I guess now is the time to continue on with the plot, because we've killed that boss. But maybe not. I might try to get myself a Genji ring. No, I can't reduce his int by enough. If I had more ways of reducing stats, if I could reduce int specifically by more than 20, not 20%, I need 20. Or sorry, I need 20%, not like, ooh, I'm gonna drop his int by 20 points. Screw that crap. So this is an armored hat that gives 60 physical defense. What the ever-loving hell? Okay, so that's great. We're making that, and Komonitin is never going to unequip that shit again. Look at that! 418 defense on this guy now. What the hell? Unacceptable. And by unacceptable, I mean delicious. I love it. So we're going to go ahead and equip the winged armor as well, and we're going to have him equip his paralyzing sword again. Because 391 defense is plenty, let's be clear. So, we're going to go ahead and equip his Nimble Ring. We don't need this anymore, so we're going to go ahead and equip a Spry Ring. Close enough for government work. So we continue on. But yeah, this pairing of the mutilating sword and the reprisal whip is a big deal. I don't know why I'm splitting my damage. It's not like these guys actually hurt. I mean, they can hurt Sordrel, but the probability of them attacking Sordrel is pretty low. It's much better for me to focus fire one of the things that's going to use Sweet Breath so that I don't fall asleep. In this case, it's better to attack this one, though, because it's already been attacked. Okay, fine. You know, I'll just fall asleep. Well, be paralyzed. Same difference. Oh, nice! Good. So, they woke up Komanatin and Varan, then they put Komanatin back to sleep, but they didn't put Varan back to sleep, and he missed, so... So, Komanatin is confused. If I just hit this thing, I'll kill it. There we go. Now, I don't know how much accuracy I'm going to need. At some point, I'll probably need to put points into accuracy for the other characters. I'm pretty surprised by how decent their accuracy is, considering that I haven't put a single point into it the entire game. And honestly, I don't think I will need to put points into it, because eventually I'm going to get stuff like the Amaranthine Rings that just give a boost to all stats. And when you start getting gear that gives you boosts to every single stat, you don't need to increase secondary stats like accuracy by virtue of the fact that it's going to be increased to a value that you need it to be just by the secondary addition. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, so we've completed this. Now, that's so great. We got the march done before we finished the crystal dungeons. So I think I'm going to go to, let's see. I'm going to go straight north because we have Babel Tower right there, so I might as well do it. And we're going to be able to equip our lovely int-reducing spear again, because that will be important for that boss. Unfortunately, we have a huge amount of physical attack reduction right now, and no... Actually, I think before we go after that boss, I'm going to change my mind. I'm not going to go there at all. I'm going to go after the other one first. The other one has Mind Flayers to deal with, which used to be a big deal, but now is just, oh, okay, well, everyone equips a Protect Ring, and then we don't have to worry at all. And I think it's a physical attacker. I think there were 2 physical attackers and 2 spellcasters, and I think I already took out the one spellcaster. I think the Earth Spirit thing was a spellcaster that I was concerned about. This is the wrong continent. Whoops. Like, wait a second. That looks familiar. Okay, wrong landmass. So I think the ice cave's in the north. I just have to go up here. Do I want to do the ice cave? I don't want to do the... I'm going to do this optional cave first, because there's this mountain pass here, and it would be really sad to not finish the mountain pass before I did the ice cave. I don't know what equipment I'm going to find in there. I'd guess nothing of particularly high value, but it's still worth doing. Alright, so let's go ahead and leave. Oh, you know what we can do? Oh, this'll be easy now. I think it's time to save the king. This should be, I mean, relatively trivial now. If they have a 25% attack power reduction, I'm pretty sure that they're just going to be hitting, like, weaklings. And I also have... I have the ability to paralyze one. Let's find out how this goes. Because it would be very sad to not do this before I finish all the other stuff. Because this is like, I think, this is one of the few things that you can do early, that you're given the opportunity to take on a very difficult challenge early on in the game. But unfortunately, because there's so few, like, there's so few ways of catching up to the challenge that you have here, that it can be difficult. So that guy's paralyzed, that guy's whipped, and that's a 30 damage hit. 30 damage is not deadly. So let's see if we paralyze him, and we did. That guy's paralyzed, and this guy's dead. Okay, so I think that if I had access to a hunter, I'd be able to do this way earlier because you get access to a attack power reducing bow very early on. I think it's mithril tier or something like that, so that's pretty good. Whereas this party took a long time to reach this point, but now that they're here, good luck stopping them. So that's a critical, but no paralysis, and that is a miss, so... these things might have slightly better luck than I had anticipated. So there's a paralysis, and there's the reprisal whip effect, so... oh wow, that thing's still alive. And that one is paralyzed now, so we're set. Paralyzed and yay, yay, yay. But you can see they don't even give very good experience when you consider how ridiculously hard they hit and how much what's the word? How much trouble they give me. It's really surprising, but the key is that they don't really have a lot of interesting abilities. They don't have things like Berserk. They don't have things that are multipliers on the power of their stats that a lot of enemies do. And so the difficulty of these guys is largely just because I'm on Legendary difficulty. If I wasn't on Legendary, where all of a sudden the damage output just skyrockets. It's just so high, the amount of damage these guys can do because I'm on Legendary. Whereas other enemies can, without having ludicrous stats, do, you know, good amounts of damage. These guys, they need the stats. They have something like 300 attack power on Legendary. So, it's nothing to shake a stick at. Okay. This is the boss, I think. Oh. I assume he's going to be immune to that, but we're just going to try to get all of our... oh my god, he's not even immune to paralysis. Ah! I thought we had multiple rooms and things that we had to get through. If I had realized that it was just this one room... I mean, it's not just one room, but it's like 2 floors, maybe? Because I was thinking that I had to go get this item and then go get the other thing. I could have killed this earlier, probably. If I had performed better in there. Okay, so that's cool. We killed that. Slaughterhouse 5, Fellowship of the Ring. At least somebody in this world has the first book of that series. Okay, so... Paralysis and... Reprisal Whip. Boop. And Mutilating Sword effect, so this thing is a total chump now. And I missed. But that's okay, because... it would be more okay if it didn't decide to attack Sordrell, but it did, so... just have to put up with it. Have to put up with its bullcrap. I do not have my Nucleus ring on, do I? I have a stasis ring on for absolutely no reason. Okay, fine. We will put on my Nucleus ring. And that guarantees me the correct number of attacks. Okay, so I accidentally aggroed these, but that's okay. That's not paralyzed. It's got the reprisal though. That's pain. So, we need to have everyone just attack this in order to get this effect on it. And that Mutilating Sword effect has actually taken the damage from low to 0. And apparently it can still hit Veron, which doesn't really surprise anybody, but Veron doesn't have that high of defense. But Veron is definitely doing his job. I don't have the dagger yet, so I couldn't have it on other people. So the debuffing job is being done by the thief respectively well. Is this the person I need? Oh. Okay. There's stuff in these treasure chests. Yay! There's treasure! More treasure over there. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and save this. It'd be great if I could just warp out. It's like, okay, well I got the king, I should warp out now. I think that kind of stuff is both a legitimate usage of those kinds of spells as well as the way that it should function. I don't think there's anything there. I think that's just a dead end, but I'm gonna check it anyway. I've already saved. Yeah, it's just a dead end. I'm not terribly keen on fighting these guys. Well, I just blew a bunch of mana for no reason. And I missed, so that's gonna be pain. Whoop! Goodbye, Oberon. Alright. So we're ready to leave now. We've taken out most of the guards. I don't know if the guards even... These guards are not behaving the way that the other guards did. The other place had guards that respawned. These guards don't seem to be respawning. Like, even that guy who was standing there did not respawn. So, one thing that I could have potentially done, even, is... Oh my god, I walked right by that guy and he didn't aggro. That's so cool. So we got the paralysis off, we got the reprisal whip effect off, so as long as it doesn't crit... Commoditin's defense! That wasn't even with the effect. That's just Commoditin being a pro. Holy crap. Okay, so we're gonna kill this guy now. And this other guy is completely incapped, pretty much. Boop, 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 boop. Here we go. So, we finished this up. I'm gonna wait for this guy to cross over. And then we're just gonna follow him. So we're out of here. We saved the king. Okay, so we're gonna pop over to Doria, talk to the king there, and that's gonna give us some access to some gear that we can buy from the vendor now. But it's one more side quest complete, and none too shabbily. If I had realized that that one hallway was almost the entire thing, that just getting through that hallway would pretty much do it, I would have done this way earlier. I didn't realize just how small it was. There's so few guards to deal with overall, and the key is that I wasn't willing to save because I wasn't sure how deep I was going to get, and I wasn't sure if I was going to get crushed by the boss or something, but the boss was vulnerable to paralysis. There's nothing stopping me from doing that this entire time. It would have been a little mana intensive, but I could have killed that group, or sorry, I could have done that quest practically from the point that I got there, but not really, no. But basically from the point where I'm like, okay, well, I can kill these in 2 hits. That's the point where it's just like, okay, you can do this. You just have to CC them a bit, and then you're done. So, like there, I wasn't even using my AoE CCs. I'm just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna attack one and hope that I paralyze it, and I'm gonna attack the other and hope that I debuff it, and call it a day. King of Asgard, my old friend. I'd heard you've been imprisoned in your own castle by the Cretan, General Thanatos of the Pandoran Empire. Warrior, thank you so much for returning my dear friend to me. Please see the royal treasurer to get your reward. Abandon your futile mission. Hey man, it's not futile. King was quite pleased to see his old friend, the King of Asgard. Both kings have pledged to split the reward of 25 grand. Please take the money. Be careful what that much cash. It's not that much. Castle treasure room. Talk to the treasury guard to gain access. Woo woo. So we can go to the treasury now. So this is a dragon sword. This is dragon armor. And this is an ascendant ring. I wonder what the ascendant ring does. Is that accuracy? Is that plus 50 accuracy? That's plus 50 attack. Plus 50 attack is definitely better, and I think plus 30 attack is actually better as well. I guess I could check. Considering how much attack power I have, there's a serious debate there. So this is almost exactly a 15% increase in my damage, and increasing the number of attacks I have by exactly 1, because I don't have any chance to do it this way, and if I have it equipped, then I do. It's actually better to have the nucleus of the Ascendant. But it also means that I have an extra ring, and that I can equip it the second that I have an appropriate stat pool to do it. So that's good. Okay, so we've just got plus 50 to our attack power, and I thought that we were not going to get anything that was that interesting for us, honestly. So that's a plus 20 to our attack, and where do we want to go now? Oh, right, we wanted to go back up here and continue with doing the plotline quests. It'll be good, and then we will kill them all. Now, here's... No. I need an int-reducing item before I can go after this boss, because it's hitting for over 1,000 with its spells, and it uses its spells reasonably frequently. So I could drop its attack power to the floor, and I probably could survive its physical attack power. But not the magic. The magic I'm not going to be able to survive yet. We just need more power. Okay, so I'll need to figure out what I'm going to be using for that. I'm going to be using the axe, and I don't remember what tier that axe is. But there's an axe, basically, that gives you the ability to reduce the enemy's thingamabobber. So this confounding bow does... Oh, it doesn't tell me what it does. We're gonna go to the... There was a synth shop here, I think. I think there was a synth shop on the 3rd floor. There's not. Okay, well, screw that then. Okay. No, the synth shop is here though. There has to be one. I have seen it. Okay, so sword. I wish I could just like go through different categories for this, because I know that I need an axe. So this causes confusion. This reduces intelligence. So yeah, what is this? This is rapid fire crossbow, desert gas skulls. And this destroys armor. Ooh, this has high magic defense. We're gonna go ahead and make this. Speed decreased. Ooh, both physical and magic defense plus 20. That's actually really good. And I'm going to be killing some ice imps over here. So this is perfect. We'll be able to make that later. And that'll be really good for when we need that kind of stuff. Increases agility and preempt. I have access to this now. I need to find nightmares. So, if I can get some nightmare hooves, I can get the dazing axe. And the dazing axe is what I need. So I equip the dazing axe, I equip the mutilating sword, and I equip the other thing, and then I have the ultimate boss killing combo, and that's going to be great. And I can just buy crystal axes, that's not a problem. I have all the materials that I need except the nightmare hoof. I didn't realize that it was called dazing axe. That doesn't sound like what I was thinking. So that's good. That's very, very good. So we are getting there. Definitely getting there. We're on our way. So we have access to that axe now, and that's a crystal axe, so that's honestly not that... I don't know when I got access to that, but it's so delightful. Okay. It's so nice being on the right track, where it's like, oh good, I'm going to be able to start accumulating all of the things that I need to basically just start blowing stuff up. These bosses... The confounding axe is such a huge deal. Like, it's gonna suck to lose my defense for my shield because it's a two-handed weapon, but it is such a huge DPS loss for the enemy if it's a spellcaster that it's totally worth it. Like, I feel like I don't want to... I should have just done it. I was thinking I don't want to do a war cry, but I just realized that every single thing here can poison you and paralyze you and pull all sorts of other bullshit, so... I'm gonna use a war cry, and he's gonna... I should actually attack the same target with them. Because I don't need to debuff these things, I just need them dead. And dead. Okay, so... There's a lot of damage coming out. So we actually have the ability to kill 2 enemies per round now. And it's probably better for me to cure the poison there. But honestly, I'd rather spend Varan's mana on healing him than spend Commoniton's. So, it doesn't really make a huge difference, and I'd rather use the Purify now than use it before I finish the fight, and then have it get reapplied. So, I'd rather just eat the damage that it's causing, basically. Especially since I'm going into the ice area, and I don't have to worry about any more poison up here, I don't think. Okay. The Naiad Pass. That's... Chop chop. Done. Okay. Whoops. So yeah, Commoniton should, I think, get really, really scary as time passes, because of the fact that he can equip both, like, both armor as well as the clothes. Because there's certain pieces of gear, like that armor hat, that are just so good. And you can then stack those with the sort of conventionally good physical defense from normal armor. So, and what am I doing? He may or may not be faster than this. I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with Varan, because he's not gonna do that much damage anyway. Oh, whoops. Okay, so we're faster than all of these creatures with Sordrel right now. That's basically what I wanted to know. So we are going after the tortoise next. Well, Sordrel's going after the tortoise next. The rest of the party is going after this little goat. 6-legged goat. That was a weird looking critter. Now that I look at it closely, I cannot unsee how bizarre the design is on that creature. It's got 6 legs, but it seems like really deformed. Like, it looks like it's just a goat that was crossbred with a cow and then was so horribly deformed by that pairing that it ended up having 6 legs. Because it's not shaped like a goat. Or at least it's not shaped like I think a goat is shaped. I could be wrong on how a goat is shaped, but it doesn't have the shape that I associate with goats. Go ahead and do this. I want to get the debuff on that thing just in case it does a double attack and starts smacking Sordrel. And of course, it's the one thing. Nice. Done. But it doesn't matter because the other one is just dead. So I was attacking this thing. I'm gonna try to finish it off. I'm not that worried about the Lobo. Even if it attacks Swordrill, I don't think it's particularly dangerous. He's near full HP now. I actually have so many of these targets to go through that I might as well hit both of these. Because I'll probably get a chance to kill them both. So, got a lot of silence going out, and there's paralysis and a fail. There we go. Okay, so kill this. Chop. And Skrill's really hitting hard. Oh man. Got Ascendant Ring. Okay, so we can level him up, and if we get his accuracy high enough, it will be able. I'll be able to unequip this particular item and still retain the damage output. We're going to put a couple points into this, and then we're going to put all of our points into accuracy. So we're at 215 accuracy right now. Our goal is to reach 230. So we'll put 5 points in magic defense there. So, that's not good. Let's see. So Warcry's coming out. We got 2 stuns. Unfortunately, one of them is on a target that we're already hitting. And the darkness comes out, which is going to prevent us from really paralyzing anybody. I'm going to kill you. I need to increase Oberon's accuracy somehow. His accuracy is so bad. So now it's time to kill the turtle. There we go. All set. So what is Oberon's accuracy? 34. What is his accuracy? 39. So why does he have more accuracy? No, that's the wrong way. Let's go this way. No! Not cockatrices. Oh shit, I have cockatrices and these assholes. I don't like that at all. I'm gonna actually do a healing steal, because screw that shit. I don't know how hard they're gonna hit Ron now. I have better gear now. Oh shit, I just got stunned. He might die. Nah, he's fine. And I'm not going to reload for that, but it's a bad thing to happen. Because he's the only one who can AoE heal. He's my primary healer. And there we go. That's going to happen eventually, but... Okay, so unfortunately, we died there. But on the plus side, we didn't get stoned. It never happened. Okay, so there's nothing over there. That's a lot of enemies. I keep finding these huge packs. I was not expecting the packs to be this big. So I'm gonna steal because Rod is uncomfortably low on HP. Now it might seem weird for me to spend Kamanatan's mana on these packs, but while I haven't been taking any damage yet, it doesn't take much for Sortrell to go down. He just needs to get hit by 3 or 4 enemies, and he's toast. So my goal is to cut down on the number of bad things that can happen by just using the AoE. I'm not going to be, like, going straight into the other place from here, so unfortunately I just realized that I did blow his warp. So I can't warp anymore. But I also don't consider this place to be that dangerous. So I'm probably underestimating this place a bit, but what are you gonna do? So we gotta paralyze, and now we gotta kill. And that's it. We're also getting a really good experience here, actually. Wouldn't have expected that. Okay, so this is that unfortunate pack again. I'm gonna kill these cockatrices. And luckily we did get the paralysis off. Unfortunately, Sortrell is not faster than them, so I don't get... There we go. So that thing is gonna die very quickly. My goal here is to hopefully keep Ferhan alive long enough to get out of here. Nope, they got a crit on him. This pack is the bane of my existence, apparently. I was not expecting that at all. You know, there were arena antics, and that was unfortunately a while ago. I managed to complete the 4th tier of the arena, so I'm now wandering around. I was going to do the next storyline fight. I also killed the Marsh Beast, which I found incredibly hilarious to do. Just to catch you up on what's going on in this stream. So the Marsh Beast is the thing in the Great Marsh that you usually get when you're going for... It's a storyline dungeon later in the game, but you can, unlike these 4, you can actually go in there whenever you want. It doesn't require that you have some item to get into there. So I just wandered in, and I'm like, oh wow, I can do all sorts of stuff in here, because I needed a bunch of materials from there and stuff like that. So I finished up everything in the Mystic Island earlier today. I finished up a bunch of stuff, and then I finally got myself further in the arena stuff. So I'm on tier 5, and I have 2 more things to go in tier 5. I have B and A left to do. And those two they're just too powerful for me right now. I can't handle them now. I'll try them later. But for right now, they're just not happening. Because the enemies in there are one-shotting my entire party. Oh, that's perfect. So that's like a Star Ocean style arena. I love it. That sounds great. Oh, so what the hell was this? Okay, I thought this place over here was the exit, but that's obviously not the case since I just found the exit. Well, not the exit, but I found the next area. Did I get the Protect Ring too? I think I have 5 Protect Rings now. Okay, we're going to actually attack this with him because it has less defense. Or sorry, it has more defense. Yeah, you know, there's a reason that my game starts in an arena. And you don't really get the arena experience, unfortunately, because of the nature of the game. But I should make... Oh, so there's a treasure. Perfect. So this is... Oh, I can't push them after they're already in. That's unfortunate. So, I guess that means I should put this here and do this first. Oh, I can't push it this way. Push you up. Okay, so... Oh, whoops. Yep, I've gotten 2 of the crystals already. And I'm going to be getting the 3rd once I... Whoops. Once I get there. I decided to do this pass along the way because it's a side dungeon that exists. I could have just as easily gone around it, but... Okay. That's incredibly boring rewards. Whatever. Fine. Who needs good rewards for your puzzles? Not me. I do it for the love of the puzzle. Okay. Oh, we got a paralysis off. Yeah, so we're about to enter the Mind Flayer dungeon, which will be really nice, because I have 5 Protect Rings. So, with 5 Protect Rings, I shouldn't have too much trouble. You need the crystals because the king wants them. He doesn't... It's not really clear why you need to collect the crystals. You just need the crystals because the king says that he wants them to use them as a weapon against the Empire, but he has no idea how he's going to do it and doesn't really have a plan. So, we're at the stage of the story where the protagonists are just kind of doing it because they don't have any idea what else to do with their time. That's the basic gist, is I don't know what else to do with my time, so I'm gonna go and just do this. It'll be fine. It's gonna be Perfect. So... and maybe good things will happen, and maybe bad things will happen. You never know until you try. And then you die. Okay. Hey, paralysis. I like that. I always find it funny when people miss a paralyzed target. It's like, come on. She's literally incapable of moving. That's what the word means, guys. Just hit her. She's stationary. I actually think it would be cool if they treated your agility as if it was 0, the way that they do in Pokemon. One of the cool things about Pokemon is the fact that those status effects have secondary attributes that they do. They have the primary effect, but then they also have these other things that are less noticeable. Because paralysis in Pokemon doesn't give you a, like, it's not a hard CC exactly. It has the chance to be a hard CC every turn that it's active. But the other effect of it is that it drops your speed to 0. So since it drops your speed to 0, that has in-game consequences because it means that the enemy always goes first. But then it also has a few other subtle effects for things like... I think the spell is... The ability is Gyro Ball or something. I don't remember the exact name. Something like Gyro Ball, which does something based off of like the ratio of your speed versus your enemies. And I think that having 0 speed for that is bad for you. Actually, I think it's good for you. Regardless of whether you're on offense or defense, it's good for you to have 0 speed. It's a weird attack. So scratch that. Never paralyze a Gyro Ball user. It won't end well for you. I think you have to be as slow as possible relative to your enemy in order to do the maximum damage. I don't remember. It's not an attack that I used a lot. I don't think I ever have actually used it. I've just read about it. Because clearly I have spent large portions of my time in my life reading Pokemon strategy forums. Not a lot. I haven't spent a lot of time on that. Though, I guess it does depend on your definition of a lot. I've probably spent several hours on those forums over the years. So... maybe even as many as 10. I might have had like a full game's worth of time spent on that. Alright, so we're gonna grab all these. And we're probably gonna cry because we missed something. Because we always are missing shit. I'm gonna go ahead and War Cry because I don't like the idea of 3 cockatrices at once. Don't like it. Makes me uncomfortable. Okay, that's paralyzed, and boop, 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 boop. And that's paralyzed. Good. So there's no chance for this thing to stone anybody. And we can just go ahead and kill it now. I'll kill this now. We already killed the thing that could have stoned us. So, 1050 XP. And are we out? Yep, we're out. Okay, so hopefully the thing that I missed over there wasn't another puzzle. It could have been, but I hope it wasn't. I guess I can check. I just have to look and see whether there's 2 puzzles in that dungeon. And we're going to go ahead and use a War Cry on him. And we're gonna actually use the healing steel. We've got a lot of people who are really low. The war cry, of course, is actually a work cry. I'm sorry. That was you all did not deserve that. Nobody deserves puns that terrible. But they sometimes a demon takes control of me and forces me to say these things. I didn't have a choice. Life is good. Okay, so we're gonna kill some things, distract people from the kind of noises that are coming out of my mouth, and we should be able to relatively easily get where we're going. So we're going to basically just heal up at the town north of here, and then we're going to go back down to the ice cave. Now the other thing I want to do is save, and then... I don't have any level stuff, do I? Collections. Is that slime emoji in reference to my pun? There is a second one in the mountain. God damn it. Okay, well, we're gonna have to go back there, but I want to get my resources back first. It sucks. Okay. Well, that was cool. It's so nice seeing somebody hit Sortrell for only like 100 damage. Because this isn't like some enemy from the beginning of the game. This is an enemy that should be wailing on him, but you get that reprisal whip in action and things just fizzle out. Alright, let's see. What am I going to do? Okay, I'm going to check to see if I have any monster parts that I've gotten inordinately large amount of. We're talking like close to 99. I have 77 sea remains, but I don't have any reason to continue collecting sea remains, so I think that I should not worry about those. We have dark bones. There are a lot of those. Doesn't look like we're going to be in danger of capping out on anything. Because I don't think that we need to worry about money right now. We've already got our dragon gear. And we don't have access to diamond gear until we kill a particularly powerful boss, which we can attack at any time. Oh man, we should go attack that. Oh no, never mind. We don't have to. We don't fight it as a boss. We go into it as a. It eats us, and then we have to fight all those horrific monstrosities that are inside of it. Those are the things that just destroyed me when I was trying to go through the thing. Okay, that is a lot of critters. Could you give me like a few less enemies to kill at a time? Because I have all this damage, but it's all overkill damage. So could you like tone it down a bit? Also, I'm just gonna go back and rest again because fuck that noise. I got poisoned. Screw that. So I'm gonna go ahead and war cry, and we're gonna do our best to kill this thing. The war cry is for the damage, not for the stuns. Okay. So we're gonna purify. I think that the turtle with a snake wrapped around it is a reference to a, I don't know, I would guess one of the Chinese deities. I don't know if it's like an actual like Buddhist creature or if it's a creature from like Confucianism or from just like, what's the word? Like local traditions or something. But I've seen that imagery in a lot of different places, including Shin Megami Tensei, and I don't know where it's from, but I'm pretty sure that it's either some sort of deity or some sort of spirit creature that is so it's one creature. Its tail is a snake, I think. I'm not positive on that, but I'm pretty sure that it's like a turtle with a snake tail. And that by that I, of course, mean an actual snake has a tail. Okay. Not like the tail of a snake. That would be silly. No, it has like a snake as a tail. That's what a snake tail is. Paralyzed. Not. Unfortunately, we still don't have any magic defense on Sword Growl. So at some point, I'm gonna have to... I actually need to do this now. I don't need this Nucleus Ring. There's nothing around here is gonna take that much damage to kill. I need to give him his, the Nimble Ring. So I think a Spry Ring is plenty for him. And if he has a Nimble Ring, I'm pretty sure that he'll outspeed the enemies here. You know, I would not be terribly surprised. It's probably been done by someone oh wow, that wasn't enough. That's still not fast enough. I guess I'm gonna have to give him one of those active cloaks. So, active cloak for him. Oh, I don't even need to unequip it off of someone, because the person who had it doesn't have it anymore. Okay, so we need to pop over here. I did just realize the one problem with this strategy of mine. I hope when I warp, it warps out the other side. I think I fight nightmares in this next place, so... Maybe I should invest in some accuracy on these people. Okay, so this should go down here. Now, what I'm hoping for, actually, because I just realized that I'm going to have to fight my way back through here once I leave, and that's going to be unfortunate, because it means I'm going to have to go back up to the town, and then rest, and then come all the way down here again. And that's not really how I want to spend my time, so what I'm hoping for is that the south exit of this is the warp exit. Because I noticed with the woods is that regardless of which entrance you come from, it seems to always warp you to the top entrance. So that is interesting. What is the goal here? Oh. Okay, so I need to blow up all of these. I don't know how big an explosion it will make. So, the question is, there's groups of 3. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5, and there's 5 of these. So apparently it's just going to be a 1 by 1 grid. So we're just going to... Okay. They could have at least made these different shapes. I guess they couldn't. Well, they would have had to change the mechanics a bit to alter the shapes of these in any meaningful way, but... Kablam! Okay, we got a crystal helm. And now we're going to warp. And we're going to find out where we go to. I'm hoping that I go out the south exit, because that... What? Warp doesn't work here at all? Oh, god damn it. No, okay, fine. I guess I just have to go back. So the goal here is just to get out. And I'm actually going to go out the south exit because it's actually not that far. And if I go out the south, then I won't have to come back through here again. Well, battle's dead. Reprisal whip's active, and paralysis is active. So no poison for me, thank you. Die? Yes? Yes, excellent. Thank you for dying, my friend. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and save. We are going to try and figure out where we need to go in order to get out of here. Oh my god, that's so many enemies. So, the Gales do a little bit of damage, but not too much. And there we go. Honestly, I'm a little relieved that it killed me, because I just want to continue on into the next area. I don't really want to fight all of these enemies. I enjoy fighting, but, like, I prefer to be fighting enemies where there's, like... I prefer to fight difficult enemies. Right? That's why I just fought the Marsh Beast. Right? I like to fight the enemies that are tough. I don't like to fight weak enemies, so... Considering how much you have to fight this particular type of enemy, because you have to wander around the map so much in ice locations, I think that of the enemy types, I think that they should have made, like, maybe a desert map or something like that. Like a desert pass. Just something to give you a different type of enemy than this for the for this particular extra dungeon, because there's not really any rhyme or reason to why it's here. It just kind of exists. So I would much prefer a desert version to this cold desert version. I guess it's not a cold desert. I mean, it's snowing, so it's obviously not a desert. Though they are pretty similar. I mean, if you've got ice and snow and that's it, I guess, well, no, I guess you can always drink it, so... They're pretty much nothing alike. Except for the fact that nothing grows. That's unpleasant. Luckily, we've got enough damage on the other characters to do the job. I'm gonna... You know what? I'm feeling lazy. I'm gonna cast Loosen on him just to ensure that we have max DPS. I don't give a crap. I have 15 MP left, I'm fine. Okay. You can have a cold desert, but if it's raining, oh, excuse me, snowing, if it's snowing, then, I mean, it's not a desert. Areas where it's extremely dry, but there's no, but it's frigid, I mean, that's a desert, but it wouldn't be snowing there usually. You might have ice on the ground, because at some point it fell and never went anywhere, but this is a wet area because it's continuously snowing. Oh my goodness, I'm almost gone. I'm almost out of here. It's so close to victory. So close. Man, I'm running out of, like, nonsense to do on the side, so it's kind of amusing seeing how I figure out ways to... Actually, did I get enough? That axe, I think, required materials. I might have actually just gotten the materials that I required for that axe. I mean, I'm gonna have to check, but I think I just got the materials required for the axe. Guess I can check it now. What was it called? Muddling axe or something? Wasn't the confusing axe. Wasn't the Gale axe. I think it was before this. Dazing axe. Nightmares. Okay, I need to kill the nightmare hooves. Okay, gotcha. And I think the nightmares are in the cave that I'm going into next. So the reason that we're coming out this way is because I don't want to have to go through the entire place that we just came from again. And this way I don't have to, because I can go get my boat. So then I can just go up to the place up north and use that as the base of operations. But yeah, unfortunately, when you do that dungeon, there's no choice in the matter. You basically have to go through the entire thing. and then go all the way back, which is unfortunate. And you can't warp out of it for some reason, presumably because there's only... Oh shit, I went the wrong way. Whoops. Whoopsie doopsie. Whoopsie doopsie. Wait, did we get a preemptive strike on these? That's awesome. Okay, so I think that was my cue that it's time for bed. So I might go to bed, or I might get my nightmare hooves so that I can get super OP. Hard decisions. I like getting super OP so that I can... I really want to kill that boss too. The one that has the Genji ring. I'm not going to be able to kill it until I get my nightmare hooves. Okay, well, I think... Let's see, what time is it? It is 10:45. I think I'm going to end for now, and if I can't sleep, which is probable, then I'll probably start up again. So, yeah, I think I'm going to end things here for right now, at least. Thank you, everyone, for watching. It has been a pleasure to stream for you today. I will probably be coming back to this within the next few hours, but we'll see. I'm really looking forward to seeing like how we sort of proceed very quickly from here into the next stuff. So... Later, folks.